You are looking at a 2,000-year-old computer. No, you heard that correctly. Not a rock, not a statue. A complex, mechanical computer. Found in an ancient Greek shipwreck, this device contains gearing so sophisticated, it shouldn't exist. It's more complex than any clock made for the next 1,000 years. When scientists first examined it, they thought it was a hoax. A modern device dropped in the sea. They were wrong. This is the story of the Antikythera Mechanism, and the forgotten, impossible genius that built it. Our story begins in the year 1900. A team of Greek sponge divers, led by Captain Dimitrios Kantos, was forced to take shelter from a violent storm. They anchored near the small, rocky island of Antikythera. When the storm cleared, they decided to dive. One diver, Elias Stodiatos, surfaced, visibly shaken. He didn't babble about sponges. He babbled about corpses. He described a horrifying graveyard of men and horses, rotting on the seafloor. The captain, thinking the diver was drunk from the nitrogen, dove down himself. What he found wasn't a graveyard. It was a treasure, the wreck of an ancient Roman cargo ship. It was one of the greatest archaeological finds in history. They found stunning bronze statues, marble sculptures, gold jewelry, and priceless artifacts. And they also found this, a single corroded lump of bronze and wood. It was unremarkable. It was tossed into a crate with other bits of bronze and sent to the National Archaeological Museum in Athens. And there, for 50 years, it sat, ignored. In 1951, a British physicist named Derek J. de Sala Price became obsessed with this lump. He knew there was something more. The problem: the device was in 82 separate, corroded fragments. It was like trying to solve a 3D puzzle, after it had been through a fire and sat at the bottom of the ocean for 2 millennia. But technology caught up. In the 1970s, and again in the 2000s, scientists used advanced X-rays and high-resolution 3D scanning to finally see inside the fragments. What they saw was impossible. Inside the green rock were gears, dozens of tiny, interlocking, precision-cut bronze gears. This wasn't just a simple clock. This was a machine of breathtaking complexity. One gear, in particular, made scientists question everything they knew about history. It was a differential gear. To put that in perspective, a differential is a complex enough concept for modern engineering students. It allows a single power source to turn to separate wheels at different speeds. You have one in your car right now. This technology was not reinvented until the 1300s, in the great cathedral clocks of Europe. And yet, here it was, in a box, from the time of Julius Caesar. So, what was it? What did this computer actually do? After decades of work, researchers finally rebuilt it, and its purpose is staggering. This was not a weapon. It was not a toy. It was a cosmos, in a box. Turn the single hand crank on the side, and the entire solar system comes to life. The front dial wasn't for telling time. It was for tracking the heavens. A pointer for the sun, showing its exact position in the zodiac. A pointer for the moon, showing its phase, and even its subtle, irregular orbit. Pointers for the 5 planets visible to the Greeks: Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn. It was an astronomical calculator of unbelievable precision. But the back is where the true genius lies. The back dials were for predicting the future. One dial, a spiral, was a 223-month calendar. Its purpose: to predict, with stunning accuracy, solar and lunar eclipses, years, even decades, in advance. Another dial was a calendar for the Pan-Hellenic Games, including the Olympic Games. It told you exactly when the next games were set to begin. This device didn't just tell you what was in the sky. It told you when to hold your most sacred rituals, and when the gods would blot out the sun. The Antikythera Mechanism raises a terrifying question, a question that haunts historians. If the ancient Greeks could build this, what else did they build? This single, surviving object proves that our timeline of technology is completely wrong. We've been taught that the classical world was one of philosophy and marble, not of precision high technology. This mechanism was not a prototype. The craftsmanship is too perfect. It must have been the product of a long tradition, a tradition that has been completely lost. Where are the other ones? Where are the tools that made this? We have to remember, this device was lost in a shipwreck around 70 BC. This was a time of chaos. Rome was conquering Greece. The Library of Alexandria, the center of all Western knowledge, was destroyed. It's entirely possible that the person who built this, and all the knowledge to create it, was killed in the wars. The workshops were burned, the books were lost, and just like that, 1,000 years of technological progress simply vanished. We had to reinvent the gear. We had to rediscover the planets. We had to start all over. The Antikythera Mechanism is more than just a 2,000-year-old computer. It is a warning. It is a monument to lost genius. It is proof that the ancient world was far more brilliant, far more advanced, and far more mysterious than we have ever been told. There are more stories like this, more scrolls waiting to be unrolled, more lost knowledge hidden in the ruins of the past, and we will be here to unveil them. What hidden history do you want us to investigate next? Tell us in the comments. And if you want to explore more lost stories, subscribe to the Unveiled Scroll.